Well, I think, I mean, it's like everything else. You play to the rules or the laws that are laid before you. And if you're going to put something false into it, like VAR, which it is, there's no doubt about that, then it takes away from the spontaneity of the game. And there's nothing worse than that.
That's true. That is very true. That's very true. But anyway, congratulations to PSG
Yeah.
on the European Cup, and I think we in SportsView here, I think some of us did agree that they were the favourites to retain the European Cup.
They
Now,
were.
yeah,
I mean, it was an interesting game because you had the two opposite ends of the spectrum.
yeah,
You had one team that was totally committed to attacking and trying to win the game, and then you had Arsenal who were defending, trying not to lose the game. And I
yeah,
think in some ways the game was a little bit spoiled by the fact that Arsenal scored so early, and that made it so much more difficult for them to defend the
yeah,
lead for
yeah,
that length of time. Because I mean, no matter what anybody says, when you're defending uh, a lead like that for the best part of 70 minutes, you're using a lot of energy to do that. And the way that PSG move the ball around and probe you makes the Arsenal players' movement constant to cut the gaps down and cut the spaces down for them to play into. And it was actually interesting to watch because in the finish, the the move that got them the penalty was a typical PSG kind of a move,
yeah,
and that was really the one time it came off for them. And actually, the irony of it was that Arsenal had a very similar move to that, where I think Havertz got in towards the end of the game and wasted the opportunity.
yeah.
Didn't
They had,
convert
they, they
them.
had, they had some chances. We
They
won't get
did,
that too much. They had
they
some
did.
chances, but
But it's also tired legs. You know, at that point in the game when you've worked so hard, and then you're counter attacking, and I think Noni Manduka had an opportunity where all he had to do was make a good pass, and I say all he had to do, but he had to make a good pass, and the pressure was too much for him, or what have you. So it was it was unfortunate, really.
that's
That's
true.
true.
That's very
That's very
true.
true.
Can we
Can we
see?
see?
Can we hear
Can we hear
this?
this?
No,
No,
no
no
sound,
sound,
no
no
sound.
sound.
Anyway, that's one of our folks. He's not spying on us. He's trying to come. He's trying to come in and participate in the show. But who knows?
But he's not from Southampton.
He may succeed. Now in the Premiership, we have Coventry and
Ipswich.
Ipswich and Hull coming up, Joe,
Yeah.
in the new season. Coventry, Ipswich, and Hull. I suppose they will be challenged enough, but in the light of what we said about I won't say mediocrity, about the standard of the Premiership, it would be no surprise if they succeeded in staying up.
Well, I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see how that works out because, I mean, to be honest, last year, last season in the Premiership was an anomaly when all or two of the three teams stayed up.
Yeah,
When all three of them didn't go back down. So it's going to
yes,
be very interesting. But I I kind of agree with the Premiership is starting to become a little bit, in my opinion anyway, much of a muchness. Everybody is playing the same way, or
Yeah,
most of the teams are playing the same way. The teams that play a little bit differently, the likes of Bournemouth, were really fun to watch and
and
fun to see
Brentford,
them
Brentford,
succeed. Brentford, Brentford
Brentford.
in a different way, but
Yeah,
yeah, but Brentford. But you know, I I think
I
it's going the
you know,
way of
yeah,
not wanting to lose again instead of
yeah.
you know wanting to win.
Instead of going out to win it, but
Yeah,
Sunderland did very well in the first half of the year.
yes,
You
they
know,
did. They
I
did.
thought they did anyway. They did very, very well in the
Yeah.
start of the year. You know.
Well, they got out of the traps real quickly, and they were. I mean, they were pretty consistent all year long. They were very hard to beat at the Stadium of Light, and I think they they may have had the signing of the season in Granit Xhaka. He did a great job for them. I mean, he was fantastic signing for them. So it, it's going to be interesting to see how they do next year in Europe. And of course, when we talked there about winning in Europe, we didn't talk about Crystal Palace
Yes,
having
Crystal.
won in midweek as well, and then
Yeah.
Aston Villa winning. So uh, a pretty successful European season
The
for
Europa League and the
yeah,
Conference League, and
yeah,
I think in Crystal Palace's case is a mighty achievement, and equally in Aston Villa's case. Well, now Aston Villa will be in the Champions League next year
yeah.
for winning the
Well,
Europa League.
weren't
They
they
will.
in were they in the Champions League at the beginning? And then
I don't. I can't remember that, Joe.
I don't remember it either. So
And of course, Man United will be back in the Champions League,
yes, they will. Yeah,
and Arnie Slot got his P45.
yeah, yeah. You
Were
know
you
that
surprised?
I I was a bit surprised because just for the fact that they let it go so long before making a decision like that, and I I mean I don't know why they came to it in the finish, but um, it would have
Well,
seemed
I, Liverpool have not been playing well in the last half of the league,
no, they haven't. No,
and
they haven't.
Arnie Slot won. You could say won the title the first year he was in charge with Klopp's team.
Oh, I mean, it was definitely Klopp's team. I mean, there's no arguing with that. But there's still, there's been many managers that have taken over from successful managers and haven't been able to carry it on, and he carried it on.
That's
So
true.
and it just seems so strange. And of course, we shouldn't be shocked because it happened to uh, what's his name from Leicester when he got the sack after they had won the
Martin,
Premier League.
Martinez, is it? Martinez?
No, the Italian. Oh
Oh
God,
yeah, the Tinker
uh,
Man.
yeah. So, but yeah, so a year after winning the championship, and you get sacked, and again, it goes to the fact that they've now let, and who's answering the questions at Liverpool, right? When you go Trent Alexander-Arnold, uh, Konate, Robertson, and Mo Salah, every one of them left Liverpool for no money.
Yeah, yeah. Well, probably the biggest loss of form was in Mo Salah's case, and
Yeah,
you can't blame one individual player, but one individual player can make a huge difference on the field to motivate the other players around him as well. So I think a lot of things came together, but who knows? Your man from Bournemouth seemed to be getting the job.
Yeah, that's
Ayola.
you know, it makes you wonder as to the behind the scenes things that go on, because he he told Bournemouth that he wasn't coming back. I mean, very very early, um, towards the end of the season. So, and the guy, is it Richard Hughes, is the head of recruitment at Liverpool, brought Areola to Bournemouth.
Mm-hmm.
He was at Bournemouth when he brought Areola in there, so they know each other well. So it was, that it may have been a done deal longer than we thought.
Yeah,
We know.
that's true. Now, you listen to SportsView on their media, and all the information is on the bottom of the screen. If you want to text us or comment on anything you're hearing, feel free to do so. Rugby Union, the United Rugby
Uh,
Championship is,
before
yeah.
we move on, I don't know if you've seen it, but I saw an article today where Kevin Keegan has stage 4 cancer.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
Oh dear.
yeah.
Didn't he win the European Cup with Hamburg?
He, no, Nottingham Forest beat him in the final. I think
Oh, yeah, he was playing with Hamburg that time, was he?
he was playing with Hamburg that time. He won the European Cup
A
with
fabulous
Liverpool,
player.
and
A great player.
he won the, what used to be, or what was the first part of the Ballon d'Or, originally. He won that twice.
Yeah,
Um,
great
so
player.
yeah,
Great player.
he was a terrific player. I was lucky enough to play against him a few times.
We wish him well in
Yeah.
his latest challenge in the United Rugby Championship. It is down to the quarterfinals. Glasgow beat Connacht on Friday night, 33-21. The Bulls beat Munster 45-14. Cardiff were beaten by the Stormers. They are both South African teams, 44-21. And Leinster beat the third South African team, thank God, 59-10. So all that means is that the Bulls, Leinster, Stormers, and Glasgow are in the semi-finals of the United Rugby Championship. And of course, as we know, the placings of those teams will decide their placings in the European Cup for next season. There are always rumours around rugby. Well, we know that in Wales, they're reducing the franchises to 3. So the United Rugby Championship will be down to 3. They'll drop a team. There's also, I say tentative, I've only seen it in 1 or 2 places where there's a discussion going on between the English League in rugby and the URC, because the French top 14 competition seems to be dominating. They won all the rugby competitions in Europe, and they've won the last 4 or 5 European Cups. And it looks like that Montpellier now are going up because they won the Challenge Cup to join Bordeaux next season, you know. And in the top 14, as we're talking about them, La Rochelle are making a late break. They've only 1 game left now to get into the playoffs, but they won their match over the weekend against Montauban 71-15. So that's an
Wow.
incredible score. That's an incredible score.
So a question for you, Pat. Where's the logic in the Welsh Rugby Union dropping a franchise going from 4 to 3? Where's the logic in that? Because you're taking away the opportunity for another group of players to advance. It would be like in Ireland, if we took one of the four provinces and
Yeah,
said, because Irish rugby has gone so bad, we're going to drop such and such a province to make rugby better. But
yeah.
wouldn't it make more sense to have more players playing so that more players are developing in
Well,
the long term?
they're discussing this now. The whole ethos. I think Dermot Nafias here has a little bit more information on it, but they're discussing it with the last 3 years. Well, a lot of it comes down to money or lack of money, resources. They would say. I know when you look at any rugby union, particularly a country like Wales, who's been down in the rugby pecking order for a long time, and to generate an income from that position is very, very challenging. I mean, they do automatically qualify for the Rugby World Cup, which brings in something into the bank, as I say. But in Ireland as well, now Munster are in a bad shape, are in bad shape. I mean, they cannot compete for players. They even cannot compete for players with Leinster.
Right.
Leinster had a huge budget, big sponsorship, and most of the Irish team are playing with them. And yet, we can see what happened to them in the European Cup.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
And so,
but I mean, there you go again. I mean, it's
yeah,
like Leinster, but Leinster were able to get outside players uh, because most of their Irish players are on rugby union contracts, right? The
yeah,
IRFU contracts.
yeah.
So that frees up money for them to be able to get players from outside. But by the same token, they're still not able to get the world class players that they need to be successful in Europe.
I mean, the golden era of Munster rugby was in the noughties, 2000s to 2008 or 9, when they were able to get the likes of Dougie Howlett and all those people over, and it was an incredible time. People were queuing
Yeah.
up. People queued up in Thomond Park to get in to see them playing.
Oh
Now,
yeah. Yeah.
you know, I know people will say things go in cycles, but you must look after the resources you have, both the local resources you have in people to improve their standards, so to speak, and not lose sight of that. So they hadn't any homemade ready replacements for those people when they left. So
Well,
the attraction of the team then went down. The crowds went down attending Munster matches, although you still get a lot of going to the matches. And then they're forced into increasing prices to see the matches to make up for revenue. And it's a double-edged sword. I don't know what the answer is. I don't really know what the answer is in
well,
Wales, but
I mean,
I don't know what, as you said,
it's so difficult. I mean, you know, you you talk about the Munster thing there. I mean, the Munster thing there was kind of a perfect storm thing, and
yeah,
Munster kind of got a leg up on everybody else by what they were able to do, but then everybody else caught up to them, and what they were able to pull together in the beginning was they weren't able to maintain that. And it's so difficult to maintain. We've seen that
yeah,
happen so many times. We just looked at Arsenal, right? 22 years since they won the Premier League. Liverpool, until Klopp won
yeah,
it, were 20 odd years as well,
as
right?
well, yeah.
Manchester United, how long is it since they've won it? So they're getting up there in years since they've won
They
it.
are, yeah. And it'll be interesting now. And of course, Chelsea have gone down a bit. They're not in Europe next
Well,
year, are they?
yeah, and there you have it. I mean, look at what's happening at that club. Another club that won 2 European Cups, and
Yeah.
then now they didn't even qualify for Europe this year.
And
You had Spurs.
the amount of money they've spent as a club
Yeah,
is just eye-watering,
it's
eye-watering.
absolutely unbelievable, and
Yeah,
it's unless they change their policy of what they're trying to do,
yeah.
uh, they're not going to be back in contention for a while.
No,
You know?
no. No.
So I mean, and you look at Spurs, I mean, it, you'd have to look at it and go, the reason that Sunderland and Crystal Palace last year had a good year to get themselves into Europe, but Sunderland, if the Premier League top teams, some of them hadn't been so poor, and you look at the likes of, and I'll throw Liverpool in there because Liverpool only made the Europe the last weekend of the season,
Yeah.
right? Spurs nowhere near it. Spurs were uh, in the
You
European Cup
you
last
could
year.
you could say
Chelsea
they
were
finished.
in,
You could say Spurs finished last in the
yeah,
Premiership.
and Spurs won a European trophy,
They did.
right? And Chelsea uh, Chelsea were Club World Champions last year,
Yeah.
and look where they are. They finished what, sixth in the Premier League.
I think
So
6 to 7. Yeah.
yeah, so on a normal year, if you were to look at the likes of Spurs and Chelsea being run properly, then Sunderland and probably uh, Bournemouth don't make it into Europe. But that's the beauty of the Premier League.
And of course, we'll have another challenge to look at next season is Man City.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's going to be another interesting one. Whoever comes in and takes a job there, I haven't seen anything on that yet.
There's quite
So
a few. There's quite a few of the young lads I was talking to, Joe, fancy England to win the World Cup. People now from Germany, from Finland, who are
yeah,
outside, who will be outside the what we call the normal heads, and be talking about the World Cup. But
yeah,
they're
and sometimes we are our own worst critics in our part of the world. You know,
well, that's because we don't want them to win
yeah,
it.
yeah. But even you sometimes kind of don't see the forest for the trees. You don't see the big picture of it, and I mean, they're perfectly capable, I think, quality wise, of being able to do it. But
Yeah,
you look back at Arsenal. You look at Arsenal's starting forward line at the weekend against PSG, and you had Saka, you had Havertz, and you had Trossard. Now,
yeah,
is that a forward line that is capable of challenging the best in the
no,
world or in
no,
Europe? It's
no.
not. So that's why you're not. When you look at it, that's why they're not going to win the European
As
Cup
as
from
Roy
an offensive
as
standpoint.
Roy as Roy Keane said, you wouldn't be afraid of any one of them on the pitch.
No, no,
You wouldn't
you
fear
wouldn't.
them.
No,
But
you wouldn't.
you might fear a 41-year-old Ronaldo
You might do. You
or a
might well do.
39-year-old Messi.
Right.
Messi is going to his sixth World Cup.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so
Well,
is,
he and Ronaldo. Isn't Ronaldo
and
going to his sixth
he
World
is,
Cup as
yeah,
well?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So,
just astonishing.
yeah. But I mean, that's the thing that you're talking about. And then you look at, you know, um, Liverpool, when they won the league with Klopp, I think Sane, um, uh, Salah, and who else was Bobby Firmino? Was it? They
Yeah.
scored. They scored 50 odd goals between them.
Oh yes.
Trossard, Gyökeres, and Havertz and Sacco. I don't know if any of them were even uh, anywhere close to that in
I
their
don't.
total.
Yeah. I'd be
There were
surprised.
no one near it.
Was the loss of Jota a big blow to the club, to Liverpool?
Oh, yeah, undoubtedly,
Yeah, some players there
undoubtedly.
they were speculating that some players have never recovered from it. You know,
No, no, and that was a huge thing to happen
it
to
was a
them.
body blow,
It,
no
it
doubt
was a
about it.
huge body blow, and that coupled with the loss of
Salah.
well, Salah's drop in form, and then the guy that went to Bayern Munich, um, the
Diaz, Luis Diaz,
Diaz,
Diaz.
Luis Diaz, yeah.
Yeah,
So just looking at that right there, um, it was a huge. Just those three characters right there,
yeah,
not at their best and not at the club anymore,
yeah.
is a huge blow, a huge blow, and it it yeah, it's so difficult to explain what something like that means to a club when you lose somebody like that. It was like the time when Lord of Mercy and him, John White, when Spurs lost him when he was killed on the golf course when
Yeah,
lightning struck him. You
yeah.
know, Spurs never won the league after that.
No, that's
No,
true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well,
yeah. So
it had well, we just won off the top six in France in the rugby is Toulouse on 86 points with one game left. Toulouse on 86, Montpellier on 78, Stade Francais on 78, Pau on 73, Racing 92 on 70, La Rochelle on 68. So the best La Rochelle can do if the other two before them don't win is move up to fourth place, and that's the future manager of Ireland. He's managing Rochelle as Ronan O'Gara, or maybe the next manager of Ireland.
maybe
I don't
it's
know.
it
I don't know.
it's not always the right fit for somebody to come back and do that, and you know it's a huge it, it's a huge thing for him himself because he has done so much as a player for Ireland, and then to come back and then to put yourself on the line and have all that taken away, you know,
Yes.
and it's not really taken away, but your your reputation, if it doesn't work out, takes a huge hit.
Now, on the golf, courses over the weekend, the Charles Schwab tournament was on in the United States. Russell Henley won that in a playoff with um, what's his name, Roberts. Russell Henley went minus 12 under. Uh, um, Seamus Power from Ireland, the evergreen Seamus Power, I think is either 39 or 40. He finished on even par. He had a good tournament. But on the United States Ladies Tour, the ShopRite Classic was on, and Céline Boutier from France won that. As what was she? I forget now. I didn't write down what she finished it. Anyway, our own Lauren Walsh was in that, and she's playing very good golf the last few weeks. And she finished in fourth position, 156,000 euro. A nice check to keep her smiling. Leona Maguire finished at minus four, and she picked up 70 grand. So they're hitting form maybe at the right time in the run up to the first major. I think it's the US Open, the US Women's Open. I'm not sure. I didn't look up that, but they are the two. And in the European tournament, I didn't take note of it, but I know that on and then again here from Claire, our own Claire lady, it's her first year on the circuit. It was a rookie year. She finished middle of the field, around 30th in the European one in the European competition. So she's doing well for herself. She's playing all over the world. She's been in Australia, in Malaysia, in Japan, and goodness me, a lot of travel in the European tour. Anyway, the Grand Slam, one of the second Grand Slam of tennis is on at the moment in Roland Garros, over the border here from where I am in Paris. Sinner was beaten.
Saw that.
There was I won't dance on his grave to see smiling. I won't dance on his grave. Novak Djokovic was beaten by Fonseca from Brazil, who was exactly half his age. But it went to 5 sets, 5 hours for Novak. He went down fighting as a man said with his shoes on. But Fonseca won today as well, so he's into the quarterfinal. Zverev is the new favourite for the men's title, and Sabalenka is playing as we're on air. She's playing Osaka, so it was on serve in the first set when I was looking at it there a while ago. So the women's side tournament is very open this year. There is no former champion left on the draw. Swiatek was knocked out, and a few more as well. So that seems to be open. So Sabalenka would be favourite. She's the world number one, but she's never won Roland Garros on clay, so it's not an easy tournament. But we'll see how they get on at the rest of it. I don't know. The World Cup is starting, believe it or not, Thursday week. So get all your night shift workers sorted out. Get all your ducks in a row. Whether you like it or not, it's still a huge, huge tournament. Very exciting. There was a quiz question there in a quiz recently, but I'm not going to answer tonight. How many countries have won the World Cup since it began? Uruguay won the first two, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah. And we know Brazil won it 4 times, did we?
Brazil won it in 52, or no, 54, 58, 70, and then they won it in the US.
Yeah, 90.
Yeah, so
4.
Four
And I
times.
think France won it twice.
Italy have won it.
Italy won it twice, did they?
I think they won it twice or 3 times. Argentina.
Argentina have won it twice. So there aren't that many countries. Argentina, Brazil, Italy.
Don't forget England. They won it.
Oh, they won it in 60.
Germany have won it in
4 times as well, I think. 3 at least. They won it in 74 and 78.
And then didn't they win it in didn't they beat Hungary in the final?
Yeah.
Did it beat Hungary in the final? Was it Puskas's team that lost in the final?
Netherlands they beat they beat your man
Spain have won it.
They have Italy, Spain, Germany. No country from Africa has won it. No country from the Far East has won it.
No.
South America and Europe. So
yeah,
England, you could say, had a very good team in the 1970 World Cup, but to my way of thinking, Joe, in my opinion, it's only all my opinion, I think that Brazilian team of 1970 were the best World Cup team I ever saw.
They were a brilliant team.
And it was unfortunate for England, you know, in one way.
It was unfortunate for England, and it would have been fun to see an England-Brazil final, because the game where they lost 1-0 in the qualifying rounds was a great game, and that would have been very, very interesting to see that. But Brazil looked absolutely just fantastic. I mean,
unbeatable.
Yeah.
They were.
Yeah, and they beat Italy in the final, right?
Yeah, and that was a very, very good Italian team as well.
It was a very good Italian
team as well. And anybody now who's looking forward to the World Cup on Thursday week, go into YouTube. I'm sure you'll find it there. Tips of the 1970 Brazilian team. Even only to look at the highlights. and even though it's was it 56 years ago, you still see some fabulous soccer players there. You
Oh,
know.
I mean, some of the things that happened that they did in that when
Yeah.
Pele jumped over the ball and let it go around the goalkeeper, and he
Yeah.
nearly scored from it. That was,
Everaldo, Gersino.
oh yeah,
Uh,
Gerson,
yeah.
Rivellino,
Yeah. Oh my
Carlos
goodness.
Alberto,
Yeah.
Tostao, Pele,
Tatseo, yeah, I've forgotten about him.
yeah, Pele. Um,
Who was the goalkeeper?
God, I'm trying to think who the goalkeeper was. I watched that final in the lounge in Jerry O'Dee's with my mother and father in 19. Yeah,
um, 'Twas the first World Cup I remember being in colour in
yeah,
1970. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I remember seeing the 1966 World Cup in the. You know how they used to do like a movie of it afterwards,
Yeah.
and that obviously that was in color. But the when we were there watching it in Gary Owen in black and white, yeah, that was the thing with it. Yeah,
Okay, here we are, lads, with the Felix and goals, Joe.
Felix in goal. Okay, Carlos Alberto.
Uh, they had
Um,
they had Brito, Piazza, Carlos Alberto, Caldalbo,
Caldoaldo. Yeah,
Caldalbo, Marco Antonio, Gersino, Gerson, Tostao, Pele, Rivellino, Addo, Roberto, and Baldocchi. That's the squad, 14.
yeah,
There you go. Most of them were born in the 1940s, so goodness me. Goodness me. That was some team.
it
So, as I
was.
said, if you want to get excited for the World Cup this time round, I know there's 48 teams. There's probably about 40 of them will never win the World Cup.
Yeah,
I shouldn't be it's so obvious.
yeah,
But go back to YouTube and look at the 1970. They beat Peru in the quarterfinal, Brazil, Peru, and have a look. How will the USA do?
you know. I mean, I think they'll do all right. Um, but it's going to be it's going to be interesting just to see. I don't even know where they're playing their home games, so I don't know what the fan base is going to be like. But I'd imagine
Okay,
that
okay, Joe.
they should make it.
They have the USA group of Paraguay, tough team, Australia, and Turkey.
Well, they should make it out of that group. I would imagine.
Well, the first two and the third team in a good couple of groups will make it out as well. You know.
Yeah,
So if they win a game, if you win one game out of three, you have a chance of
yeah,
progressing to
yeah,
the second round because
yeah,
it's 48 teams and there's the last 32. So there's only 16 teams to be eliminated after the first round out of 48. So I'm sure they're all doing the maths at this stage. But anyway, we we could see a France England final, could we?
So it'd be interesting to see. I don't know how the groups are even aligned. I haven't seen
Yeah.
that yet. So
I didn't check I didn't check the what you call it, the draw. You know.
But if I remember correctly, England have if they make it through, they have a pretty tough road ahead of them.
England have Croatia, Ghana, and Panama in their group.
Right. But then
So
when they move on, I mean, I'm not sure who they're paired against further, but I know there's like a couple of the top ranked teams in the world that they have to beat to get to the final even.
yeah, I don't know. It will test the competition this year coming this year coming with the 48 teams, you know, and I don't know will the interest stay with the tournament at all, you know, or will people there'll be a lot of there's a potential for a lot of very poor games.
Well, I think early on there is, but I think once you get past that, and and let's be honest, it's still going to be like you said, it's a huge event,
Oh, it
and
is.
people are still going to be interested in it,
It's a
hugely
world.
interested in it,
It's
and
a it,
and they're going to be interested just for the very fact of watching what the level of football is like in those countries that have qualified.
it's a global event still, you
It
know.
is
It's
a
a very
global
big
event, and
global
it'll
event.
be
They
interesting
don't.
for people like us in Ireland who
Yeah.
haven't made it in a while to see what similar type countries like ours are doing over there.
Was
I
our,
mean,
was our last World Cup Saipan, was it?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And if you want a good laugh, there's a film made about Saipan as well. If you want to have a laugh before the
is
to
it
get
is
any
it
humor
worth a
out of
watch?
it. It's a must watch.
No, is it worth watching?
I only saw some clips out of it, you know.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know, will the real Roy Keane stand up? But your man played Keane's good, you know.
Yeah. Well, they're saying, anybody apparently the way that Mick McCarthy is played in the movie makes him seem like a pretty milk toast kind of a guy. You know, Mick McCarthy is not a milk toast kind of guy. Mick McCarthy is a get in your face kind of a guy,
Yeah, Mick
and
McCarthy's in Barnsley. People forget
yeah,
that.
he doesn't take a back step to anybody.
No.
And I mean, I know him well enough. I played against him enough times, and
Yeah.
at Barnsley and what have you. So he'll give as good as he gets in any confrontation. He's not going to back down. And if it comes to fisticuffs, he'll be the first one in there as well. So
And it should be interesting as well, purely from a television point of view, how they will time the matches to suit the audience. You know, it's a worldwide event. We know they all can't be on by day in my country. We know that. You know,
yeah,
with the United States, there's a few people have described. Believe it or not, now, maybe I'm reading too much commentary. The Mexican team could cause a big surprise in the World Cup. They have a very good squad,
they have a very good squad, and they have,
and yeah,
and what you forget is that the Mexican population, the Latino population in the U.S. is huge,
it is. They
and
will have.
and Mexico. Anybody that knows their geography, you don't have to know it, but it's right next to the U.S. So there'll be people coming from Mexico, and they follow their national team everywhere. If Mexico were playing in Timbuktu tomorrow, they'd have Mexican people in their
My my
hordes
my
going
my,
to
my
watch it.
producer has informed me. See, she set me up. She's the administrator of the program. Just for those who message in the program, I cannot see your messages tonight on my program, so I apologize for that. But thank you anyway, without seeing your messages. I don't mind whether they were positive or negative. It doesn't make any difference to us. You're
Yeah.
entitled to your opinion. And just to let you know, I'm not ignoring them. I didn't see them, and it's nothing to do with the weather. The weather is fabulous, but no, it's not the sun. But it'll be. I'm looking forward to it anyway, Joe. I must say, I'm looking
Oh
forward to
yeah. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
excitement of it.
I mean, to be honest, I'd be glued to the TV for it. I'd be really interested to see how it goes.
There are some of the matches scheduled to begin at 2 o'clock in the morning, our time in Ireland, which is 4 o'clock when they're over.
Yeah. So
So
what time would that be here? 8 hours, 2 o'clock, 12. 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock our time.
4, I
Uh,
suppose 4 o'clock. They'll hardly play them in the middle of the day in the sun, will they?
oh yeah. I mean, look what happened to Ireland when they played
I know
in
in
Florida that time.
Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, they'll. I mean, I'm sure they'll probably try to not have them in the middle of the day, but who knows? You know,
I say
but
all the English games should be played at 12 o'clock.
I know. Yeah, yeah,
Aren't you very funny? Very funny. Come on, England.
yeah. Come on, England.
Well,
Yeah,
Mary, I think England could very well go further than what a lot of people say. We mustn't forget Scotland as well. They're in the World Cup as well,
yeah, yeah, and hopefully they do well.
and they have a nice squad, and they have a very unassuming manager. Very
Yeah,
organized man. And
yeah,
very astute type of man. And I think
yeah.
with a bit of luck, I don't know now what their group Scotland, but we'll have a look now. We'll see. But I think they'll do well. I think most of the European most of the European. Okay, Joe. Do you know who Scotland has?
No,
It's Group C: Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland.
Brazil.
So, I know you're laughing, man. So Scotland have Brazil, Haiti, and
Morocco.
Morocco.
Morocco will be a tough game for them.
Morocco, a tough game for them, and
Yeah,
Brazil.
yeah,
We'll assume they'll beat Haiti, Scotland. So you'd never know. I mean, look at Brazil were fancied there in the last World Cup, and they were embarrassed.
yeah, yeah,
We must remember as well that Carlo Ancelotti is the manager of Brazil.
yeah.
And if nothing else, they will be organised.
Oh, they will. They will.
And Neymar got into the squad. That was the big speculation with Neymar be
Yeah,
picked.
but he's injured at the minute, isn't he?
He's
So
yeah,
whether he's
he's
going to
picked.
stick it out is going to be a good
Well,
question.
you can assume they'll come out of the group anyway. If they have any ambitions, they'll come out of the group. And we'll assume Scotland and Morocco will progress out of the group as well if there's 3 going out,
So, is it 2 from every group, and then some third place teams go through as well?
There's 12 groups, there's 48 teams, there's 12 groups of 4. So there's 32 to go through. So there's the top
So
2
the
is
top 2 would
24,
be 24.
and there's 18 out of the other. There's 4 groups will lose out then. It's the 8 highest out of
Third
the
place finishers.
third place teams, yeah. So it will be competitive because 2 points may not get you to the next round. So they'll be looking for a win and a draw at least,
Right. So in Scotland's group, then they'll be looking to both Morocco and Scotland would be looking to beat Haiti, and then not lose to each other to go through on 4 points.
Yeah. Or maybe have a cut off Brazil.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. You know, the hardest part of tournament play is always the first game in the group.
Yeah.
Because no matter who you're playing, you know they.
You saw Ireland against Italy.
Yeah.
The smallest man in the pitch to head the goal.
Yeah.
I mean, that was astonishing.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that's always the tough one, getting out of the first game in the tournament. Because if you draw the minnows in it, it's like their World Cup final. So they leave it all on the pitch in that first game.
Maybe next Monday night we go through some of the attractive games in the first week for you and let you know the times they're on as well, you know. So if you want to text us in your favorite team for the World Cup, we may have time to put up the times they'll be playing their games in the group.
Didn't that happen to Scotland in the World Cup in Germany in 1980 when they beat Zaire 2-0?
Yeah.
And it ended up costing them because Yugoslavia beat Zaire 9-0 or something like that in the finish, and it put Scotland out.
I'll never forget. Was it Johnny Armstrong?
Oh yeah.
Scoring for Northern Ireland, was it?
In Spain,
yeah. In Seville.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. It was just so unbelievable, you know.
Yeah.
The host got. I mean, I'll never forget that, you know. Spain have a formidable team as well.
They are. It's going to be very. It's going to be very interesting.
Portugal have a decent team as well.
Yeah.
You know, although the people here in Portugal, where I am now, don't rate them, don't fancy them. You know.
Really?
Yeah, they don't fancy them. I don't know why. It's we're not exposed enough to the Portuguese league, I think, soccer. The same with Italian soccer, although I've taken to watching quite a few the Italian Serie A games though as well, you know.
Yeah.
Myself,
but I mean, Italy are not there, so it's like
yeah.
So,
one of the princes of the World Cup.
Yeah.
Didn't qualify. Italy didn't qualify. So
it's it's just so interesting. But I would have I'd have Portugal as a dark horse in this because they've got so many good players.
They have. There's one. Didn't there one or two of them with PSG?
Yeah, and then there's
they're very sharp.
Then you got Bernardo Silva. You got which one is it? The centre back at Man City.
Joe, no, I know the you're talking about. Of course, has your man retired? He must be about 60 years of age now. Pepe.
Oh yeah. Man, what a career that guy had. He was absolutely unbelievable.
He was, yeah. Just he was a great character on the pitch.
Oh, he was.
He was. Like that, so. But anyway, so next Monday night when we're back again, we'll have some suggestions for you. Not to gamble on it, but it's some of our highlights of the first week of the World Cup.
Let's have a competition, right? And see if and for people that are listening or watching wherever they're doing it.
Yeah, I see them.
Look at the groups and make your predictions for the groups as to who's going to come out of it, and we'll compare them at the end of it.
There's 12 groups, so we want 12 winners.
So 12 winners, and then Yeah.
We don't mind the rest. Your 12 group winners
Yeah.
next Monday. Put in your 12 group winners. We won't pick out a final ticket for the final. We can't afford to buy a ticket for the final. That's
We'll
except
pay
it's
you.
sponsored.
We'll pay your TV license for the final.
Except it's sponsored by JP McManus or someone. It's
Right.
10 grand
Right. Yeah.
for
Yeah.
a ticket. But anyway,
We should
we,
see if
we
we can get him to sponsor the show.
yeah we'll with the goodwill going on for the Ryder Cup here or in Limerick. We'll be calling on the goodwill of the good people of the Midwest.
Yeah.
So next Monday night, tell all your friends for your 12 group winners. If anybody gets 100% of them right, we will make up a nice prize for you. And that's a promise, We won't take the cork off the bottle.
Yeah.
So until we meet again, the producer in the background to roll the music. Until we meet again, from Joe Waters and myself, and lads, we hope we'll sort it out technically next Monday night. We'll be back here again. And so from Joe and myself, Hola from Barcelos.
Good night, guys.